What's going on, people? It is your boy Clever, and welcome to another episode of LE.TV. And today is another special episode of LE.TV. Today I am not taking a question or taking a response from you guys. Today it's another episode where I'm doing some self-reflecting. And what I want to say is, how difficult is it for someone to look at themselves, right? Look at their own flaws and look at where they want to be and look at what they're trying to be and actually say to yourself, the problem is me. How many of you guys can put your pride aside and just say, you know what? I need to make some changes. I need to look at myself. So what I did was I started looking at myself and realized that I need to become sober. So I don't really have like a heavy drug alcohol problem, to be honest with you guys. I do love smoking marijuana. I do love occasional drinks. I've dabbled with shrooms. I've dabbled with MDMA, just name a few. And what I've realized is that I've literally been smoking weed every single day since like the end of high school. And I don't even remember what it's like to not be smoking weed. And I asked myself, why do I smoke weed? Why do I take shrooms? Why do I take MDMA? Why do I overdrink sometimes? And the answer is, I use that as an escape. I use it as a way of coping. I use it as a way of venting. But literally in my time, what I found is this. I found that the amount of money that I spend on these substances can be going towards so much more things, you know, and I feel like having a much more sober mind is definitely much more beneficial. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's been such a long time since I've actually remembered what that felt like. So I decided to just take a look at myself and just realize that I need to ask myself, why do I turn to substances? I turn to substances because it is like my emotional release. But then I've took some time to do some self-reflecting and realize that just talking to you guys and talking to anyone that is a friend or anyone that cares, or even journaling, does such a profound thing for my spirit versus substances. Now, I'm letting you guys know that this is not like a anti-drug speech. I'm not like here to, you know, dictate anyone's life. I'm not here to tell anyone to get off substances. I'm actually just taking the magnifying glass, looking at myself. So there are a lot of times where I would spend X amount of money on marijuana and then be broke. Then I would have to like borrow money from friends, and this is a cycle that continues to go on and on and on and on. And I want to end it. I want to make things easier. Now, I'm not saying that I'm never ever going to have a substance in my life ever again, but I think what needs to happen first is I need to be spiritually aligned. I need to be financially aligned. And I think that once I'm able to do all that, everything else will fall into place. So I have not smoked marijuana in the last 3 or 4 days, to be honest with you guys. And a lot of times when I don't smoke marijuana, it's because I don't have access to it. And that's sort of like forcing myself not to have any marijuana. But I've just chose not to. And honestly, in the last 3 days, just 3 days alone from not smoking marijuana, I've saved so much money from just not smoking marijuana. I feel much more alert. My emotions are definitely much more intact. And I don't feel the urge to depend on it. You know, I don't feel the urge to want to have to like smoke a blunt or like get a bottle or pop a pill or take some mushrooms. I don't feel the need to do any of those things. And I'm just saying for myself, I feel much more aligned, I feel much more connected, and I feel much more aware. And honestly, the last time I've ever felt this clear-minded was when I was in high school over 10 years ago, and I wasn't involved in any of these things at all. So I just want to take the time to be an example to you guys that whatever your vices are, whether it's drugs, alcohol, toxic relationships, whatever it is that you have control over, yes, you have control over what you do to yourself and what you don't do to yourself. So right now, I'm not really saying that I'm going to practice abstinence. Abstinence means that you completely are off substances. But for right now, I just want to practice some sobriety. I do want to stay away from alcohol. I do want to stay away from marijuana. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I may possibly microdose on shrooms if I could, you know, in moderation. But literally, my biggest thing is spiritually aligning myself and financially aligning myself. So this is my journey to sobriety. This is my journey to kicking the habit of any substance that can alter my mind. And I want to take myself to great heights, and I want to just put my pride aside and just say, Clev, you can do this, man. There's so much more potential you could do. There's so much greater things that you can do. And the thing is that, like, instead of relying on substances, I want to rely on you guys, my friends. This has been Clever, and this is another exciting episode of LE.TV. And if you guys ever want to be featured on LE.TV, all you guys have to simply do is inbox me with a question, concern, a comment, anything, and I'm here for you guys. I'm not a professional, I'm not like a life coach, but one thing is, I can love, and I understand, and I'm here for you guys. Until next time.